Greetings, it's Sandy here. Sandy with Sandy's Land, where we party with a purpose and we bring the fun to you. We are getting ready to paint I'm Blessed, or the Blessed Sunset. So get your supplies, or these are the supplies you will need, I should say, but you can get those together. We are looking at 3 brushes that you will use. You will use a small round brush, a medium round brush, and a flat brush to create this particular painting. All right, let's get started. Make sure to add drops of water into your paint, especially if it's been sitting or if it's hot. That will cause the paint to stiffen up a little bit. So you want to make sure you add drops of water to your paint. Now I have my round brush here. But before we get started, what's very important, if you're going to do your painting of your pillowcase flat without the pillow form in it or the polyfill inside, make sure you either have wax paper or plastic. For me, I have a clear plastic bag that I put in here, so the paint won't go through to the opposite side or cause it to dry and basically dry shut. All right, we're going to start with the sky. Typically, we work inside and go out on our paintings, but with this, we're going to work a little different. So I am going to start with my yellow. I'm going to put yellow on my brush here, and I'm going to start going across. Really fast here. I needed to get more yellow, but that's okay. And then you add a little bit more water. Can you see me? Try to stay in the frame here. With the flat brush. So I'm starting with a flat brush, and we're going in with the yellow. Add more water. And then whatever other color you want to add, and this is up to you because this is your pillow. It can be whatever color you want. If you want to start with pink, you can, and I was going to start with pink. And maybe I'll do the next color pink. Who knows? So you just go in, and don't worry about getting on top of the black because you're going to go over with black paint. The final thing you're going to do is paint over with black. So we have our yellow and it's a little bit of purple in there. Didn't want to do that, but that's okay. Even there's never a mistake. Some of you may remember me saying that if you attended any of my parties. There's never a mistake. Now I'm doing like a whitewash of this. I'm doing mainly back and forth. So you do this, and how you get it to blend, I'll show you. You want to blend your colors, have the fade of yellow into the orange, that type of thing. You do it while it's wet. I'm working fast here. And so the brush can be a little dry, but while the paint is still wet, you can just kind of brush it on through like that. I'm going to need to get some more paint. I ran out of paint. As we bring this down, we're going to keep going. As you should keep going as well if you're painting along with me. Just keep going. Just keep going. Don't worry about covering up that scenery. It's okay. Don't stress. Don't stress. And so I'm taking the orange into the yellow. So it's better to work from light to dark. Yes. So I'm going to keep it going down here for you to see. And then I'm going to put in my next color. We're going to go with pink. And I'm adding water to it, a little bit of water. And that's how you save paint too. Paint goes a long way. Then you want to fade a little bit more. You want a little bit more of that orange to be in that yellow. Just take that brush and just go right on through. Then my next color I'm going to go with is pink. Got a little yellow down here, but we ain't gonna worry about it. It's never a mistake, right? And then we're gonna be careful. I covered up the sun. I wasn't supposed to do that, but that's okay too. But that just goes to show you I too make mistakes. Because we can't start this over. No, we can't. So we're gonna keep going. Keep going. Now, when you get down here, you gotta be real careful because you're gonna have your blue, your water. So you don't want to go down there with pink. And I'm gonna have to do my sun, of course, with yellow. Can you see? Let's make sure I'm not losing you. And then right where the orange and the pink meets, you can add a little bit of water and go up there and blend it in together. Yes, just blend it in. Add water, and just blend it in. Okay? Get a little bit more pink. Add it here. Keep going. We're making good time here. See, we almost have the sky done in less than 20 minutes. Yep, still going over the beach chair. No big deal. I already went over the sun, but we're going to go over that sun a little bit later. We're going to let it dry, and we're going to go over that. And then I want to make this a little darker. Let me go over here, though, with this orange where I missed. Going to go back here. Go through. Got a little yellow on here. And then you can go through with a little darker color, too. So if we wanted to take a little bit of pink and put it up here, we could do that. So we can do a little bit of pink and go in there, make it a little darker if we want to. That's up to you. You see, I have a little bit of purple. I don't know if you can see this. I have a little dark purple that I made a mistake. And it still looks good. Get some more water. Go through. And then I want to make this a little darker here on this horizon. I guess this would be the horizon. So I'm going to add a little yellow here. I mean, little purple. Little purple. Can you see that? Just a little bit of purple. Once again, you can go across the beach chair because we're not worried about the beach chair right about now. Because we're going to get to that at the end. That's the last thing we're going to do, which is the black. Going through with a little bit of purple. And as I suggested earlier, what do? We just fade it on through with that brush. Add a little bit more pink if you see some areas that you missed. And we're almost done with the sky. Yeah, keep going in. You can add a little bit more. Yes, yes. I want it a little bit darker on that skyline there. A little bit darker. Go in with some more water. Go through. Making sure we wet it up real nice so it can fade right into the next color. All right, I'm gonna show you what this looks like. Then we're gonna go on to the next thing, right? All right. Can you see? We have our sky. That is our sky. That quick. Okay, so make sure you keep your water in the brushes. If you're not using your water, you're not using your brushes, make sure to keep them in the water because you don't want the paint to harden on it. All right, so we finished with the sky, but we want to make sure that we get our sun together. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some white. I have some white. And we're going to take some yellow to thicken it up because I already went over it with pink, right? So we're going to try to make sure that we thicken it up enough where when we cover it, you won't see so much of the pink. You still might see the pink through there, but that's the plan now for the sun. that is the plan. You can either go over with white and then go back with yellow, or you can just mix it up like I did. And I am making a yellow that's thick enough to cover the pink. And so the devil is in the details. What makes these designs, any design, looks amazing is in the details. So what we're going to do when we're done with doing our basic painting of the sky and the sun, we're going to go and show you how to do some details on your pillowcase. So we're going to continue to go in and cover that up. Add a little bit of white. Go in with your round brush. We have the small round brush, and the reason why we have the medium round brush, I should say, because it's perfect for covering the edges and the tip. The fine tip helps you to stay within the lines, and that's what you want to do. You want to stay within the lines. You don't want to do this with your flat brush because, of course, you're going to go outside the lines easier with that flat brush. The flat brush is for getting to those larger areas, which is the sky that you just finished doing, or you seen me painting. Okay, so we have that sun, and you see that sun? Even though I covered it with pink, it's okay. There's never a mistake. There's just a new creative direction you need to go into. All right, so you can still see the black underneath there because we're gonna go over the sun with some clouds. And once again, no worries. You see how the black still comes through. So that's no stress there. No stress at all. And it helps having the lines, of course. So now what we're gonna do, because we have the sky in, we just did the sun, we're now going to go in and we're going to do the water. And what's perfect here is the actual outline. You have the outline here that helps you out. It's kind of like painting, almost like painting with numbers. So I'm going to go in with the help of the lines and stay in the lines and do the water. So you can have more than one color of blue right now to help you out. Of course, I have a light blue, or the Caribbean blue, and I have the royal blue, I think it is. And we're going to use our round brush again because we don't want to go over the lines into the sky, right? All right, so we're going to take our time and do this. You can, once again, you can go over that chair because you're going over that chair with black at the end, right? Yes. So just, you have all of this right here because your lines show you where your actual black land that's off to the side next to the water, the line is right there for you. So no stress, no need to worry, it's right there for you. You can do it on your own. So we're going to do this here. Keep going. Once again, covering up the palm tree. So you have this palm tree over here. No worries. You're going to take your round brush. You're going to keep going with your light blue. And like I said, the devil is in the details. This is what makes it look nice, is the details when we get to it. Right now, we're just doing the basic blue. Then we're going to put in the darker blue. And probably go in with a little bit of white, a little bit of yellow later on, but we're just going to get the blue in first. So let's get this light blue in first. And when you have some of that gook in your paint, so you have little dried up pieces of paint, no worries, just pick it out, take it to the side there, and keep going. Keep going. This is relaxing. Helps to take your mind off your troubles. Helps to lower your blood pressure. Even can ward off a heart attack. Did you know that? Creating art can help ward off a heart attack, diminishes anxiety if you're having anxiety, which in this season that we're in now, whether it's just personal stuff you're going through, if you have kids and grades, the kids are not, doing right or acting right, or dog has gotten on your nerves, or you're living through COVID season, whatever the case may be, you might be stressed out. Well, paint, and it will help you out. We're still doing the blue. We're actually going to paint over I'm Blessed, because once again, you can see the black, and that's going to be the last thing you're going to do. All right, and I am going to take a pause, and I'll be right back. So we are finishing up with the blue. We have all the light blue in, right? And so the other color is True Navy and Bright Blue. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of the bright blue. Just a little bit. Once again, we can go over the words because we can see the words through the paint. So you just kind of go in where you want the dark blue to go, and you have the lines there for you. I'm doing the quick version, of course, because I want you all to see what it's like to just go on top of another color and turning your pillowcase into a masterpiece. Yes, going over top with dark blue over the Caribbean blue. Now, yes, I'm going over the area that's supposed to be black. Once again, no worries. The reason why we're not worrying about that, why? Because we're going over it with black. Yes. So you can add a little water to that. You want to lighten it up. You want your water a little bit lighter. Get you a little bit of white. And then go in, because up here is where it's going to be a little lighter, right? Because of the sun. Because of the shadow and the light from the sun. So I put a little white here to lighten this up. You see that? Yeah, so a little bit of white here. And what we're going to do, after we get our basic light to dark colors down, we're going to go in with little bitty lines with our small brush to give it a, to make it look like reflection from the sun. So we're going to go in with a little bit more blue on the bottom. Right here. And I don't know what color I'm going to do my letters. I could go back and do white, since I did white on the previous one. So just whatever you like to do here. However you like to do it. If you want to add a little bit of purple in your water, you can add purple. This is your pillowcase. You can do as you please. You don't have to have it exactly like the sample. You don't. I'm going to add a little darker blue, which would be the True Navy. So I'm going to add a little True Navy if it's going to work for me. Okay, True Navy don't want to work. Okay, I understand. So we can get a little bit of, so when something else don't work, don't worry about it. Use what you got. So right here, I have black. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of the black that I have to make a darker blue. See? I'm taking the blue I already have, but I want it a little darker. So we're going to just pull a little bit of that black in, just a little bit, to give me a little bit of a darker blue. See? So we turn that bright blue with a little bit of black into a darker blue, because I want my darker blue, the darker blue in the water closest to the edge here. Yes, as we kind of go in and work that in. Yes, yes, yes. And then we're going to come back and start doing the details, since we already have our dark blue and our light blue in. Start with a couple of the details here. We want to get a little shadow behind the sun. So we're going to get a little bit of yellow and we're going to put it on the flat brush that we have. And we're going to do very light paint on the brush, on the flat brush. Let's see, can you see the flat brush? So you can get a smaller flat brush or your wider flat brush, whichever you want. And not soak, but make sure it's just a little light on there. And then you go around lightly and brush with a dry brush, not wet, but with a dry brush, and go around the sun. And it's okay to touch the side of the sun to make sure, the sun area, to make sure you get that nice yellow haze. So that's what we're doing now with a little dry brush. And it's better to do a flat brush to get that even look around the sun. You can also do the round brush, but preferably it works better with a flat brush, a nice dry flat brush. So you get a chance to see what it looks like up close. See, giving it a nice little shade. And this is the part where the devil is in the detail. This is what make your artwork pop. So we're gonna also, after we do this, put some clouds in the sky. So you can take your medium round brush or your smaller round brush, depends on how confident you are with controlling your paint. So we're going to do orange and yellow together. We're going to do a little bit of white. Let me mix it up so you can see. Because when you add the little white, it thickens it up. You add the orange to it. We're going to do some orange clouds. Some orange clouds near the sun and on top of the sun. We are going to do some details now, which would be actually adding clouds to the sky and around the sun. So we're going to use a little bit of orange, a little red to darken it up, a little white, mix it up like that. And then we'll kind of go over the top where the clouds are already set for you. You can add a little bit of red or white or more yellow, whichever you prefer you want your clouds to look like. Just dab it on there. Just dab with your small round brush to get the effect you want. Get the color you want. We're going with a little bit of more orange here, a little bit of red. Just dab, 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 dab. Right where you already have the clouds. Right there for you. Yes. Dab, dab, dab. Just dab, dab, dab. You can do clouds in the upper part of your sky. Just dab, dab, dab. Dab, dab, dab. Now we're going to do a little bit of detail to the water. So we're going to take a little bit of light blue here. Make a little light blue. And you have your white there. So you can take the white, do lines, yellow, do some lines. Just a few little lines. Little lines. Gives a representation, symbolic, or it looks like water. So do yellows and blues. Just mix up the colors. You can do on top of the lines that are applied, that are right there for you. So you can use those lines or you can go on top. So that's what you're going to do. You can use darker colors, lighter colors. All right, so devil in the details, as I said earlier. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the black. So take your small brush, and then we're gonna go back and do the detailing of the lines. That's what make it look really good. So we're gonna get some black. Make sure you use your small round brush when you're doing your palm trees, so it can be nice and neat. Nice and neat. Take your time doing this to make it look really, really good. You can add extra lines. So what we're going to do, we're going to just fill in all this black. Make sure you use your small round brush to do the small thin parts, like on the beach chair, as well as on the beach pole, that type of thing. And then you use your medium brush for the larger areas. And I'll be right back. I'm almost done with all of the black, and it's amazing how the black just makes things pop, right? So we're coming to the end with the palm tree. I'm doing the last palm tree. So what you do is you fill in just like a coloring book. You just kind of fill in with your smallest round brush. You fill in the shape. Just continue to fill in the shape as you see it. And when you're done filling in the shape, that's when you're gonna just pull out on the sides to give it that spiky look, or the points that the palm trees have. So fill in first all the shape here, and then you're gonna fill out your palm tree by just pulling out. So take your brush and just pull out on both sides. Just pull the brush out. And it's better to have the paint all the way to the ferrule, which is the metal part right here. The more paint you have, the longer it lasts in terms of paint being in your brush to apply to the fabric. So you want to get all that paint out onto your pillowcase. And this is perfect for any age group who doesn't like the beach. It could be for a little girl, it could be for a little boy, it could be for a man, it could be for a woman, of course. And you can put your name on it, his or her name on it. Just pull it out. And then I made a boo-boo or a mistake, but there's never a mistake. You always go into a creative direction, a different creative direction. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you the mistake that I made and what I'm going to turn it into. Okay, while I was painting the palm trees, I made a mistake and got some black over here. So there's a spot. So what I decided to do is to make another cloud. So like I said earlier, just dab, dab, dab. Get you some yellow, a little bit of red, white, and just dab, dab, dab. And make you a little cloud. And so that's what I did right there. We're going to darken it up a little bit. Dab, 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 dab. And now what was a mistake is now another creative direction that I took my artwork to. So we have a nice little cloud right there. We're going to put a couple more clouds up here. Dab, dab, dab. Dab, dab, dab. Now we're going to do our lettering. We're going to paint the lettering in and finish up with our details, and we will be done. Take your smallest brush, your smallest round brush, and whatever color you choose, because once again, this is your pillow. It can be whatever color. I'm going to go with white just because it's simpler and the white is here. And we're going to go in and paint the lettering, I'm blessed, and then do the details. All right, you're pretty much done at this point, but you know, it's the devil in the details, right? So it's the details that make everything pop. Yes, I rushed and did this because I wanted you all to see what it's like to paint this particular design. So take your white and go and do a line, very light with water on your brush up to the ferrule, of course, and go around the edges of your water and the land. And this right here just will take the whole pillowcase to another level. It looks amazing. So you can do this with all around. You can also do like little trees. Let's see, where are we? Let me pull this up. See? Yeah. Yeah, over here you can do a couple of little trees or grass rather. See that? And you can go back into your water and go across those black lines that are provided for you to get the little water waves, and that'll make your pillowcase pop as well. Of course, the more details you add, the better it looks, and that's up to you. You can put your name in here. We're going to go on this side and add a little bit of water, or white line, I should say, to the outside of the black, where the black line meets the water. See how that just made it pop? And then real lightly. So we're done. Here's the first pillow. And we're going to add a little bit more white around the palm trees to make it pop a little bit. And that'll be it for I Am Blessed or Blessed Sunset, and probably do some more shading around the I Am Blessed and call it a night. But yes, so we look forward to you participating with another pillow paint design that I will be showing very soon. All right. Have a wonderful day. Remember to continue to visit www.detroitdial.bigcartel.com for new items.